All right, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me because it was requested. So here we go. I'm going to do a get ready with me with my products. Yeah, I'm going to make it talking style because why not? Why not chat a little bit? I always find it a little awkward, especially when I haven't done it in a while and haven't done a get ready with me in quite a while. Yeah, because I'm just sitting here talking to seemingly no one, but I know it'll go out into the universe after I edit it. So let's just get started. So I'm going to take my Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For mattifying primer. And as you can see, I've been using this for quite a while. I like it. It's kind of like a silicone primer. I think it maybe has helped a little bit with, you know, mattifying my skin, keeping the oils down, but at the same time, I've also been taking, like, went to the dermatologist and been taking and using topical medication because for the pandemic, and I know I've mentioned it, I was breaking out like no other because normally what I do is I'm using this as a mirror and I need to get a mirror. Let me grab one. I was just feeling really stressed out. And I think that was, you know, part of it. Like my skin went berserk whenever the pandemic first hit because, you know, no one knew anything really about it. And it was really scary. And since then, I hadn't really been able to recover because normally what I do is every single month, or yeah, once a month at least, I go and get a facial because I just need help with acne. And it does keep it at bay. Doing that. So, but again, with the pandemic, that was not an option. Yeah, that was frustrating. So my skin just flared it and it had an opportunity to continue until I needed to get like dermatological help. I feel like I'm making up words right now. But yeah, so what I've been on and what I've been doing has been working really, really well. I also am able to go back to getting facials too, so that's been really good. For my under eye, just then I used the Becca under eye brightening corrector in light to medium. Becca's obviously going out of business, which is a bummer because I just started using this and I absolutely adore it. I know a lot of people have been adoring it too. And so I really want to find a dupe. If anyone knows a dupe out there, let me know. I know Emily Noel, she said, like, spoke about a couple dupes, but it was like mixing a couple products. I'm like, that seems like a lot of work for it. Now I'm going to do the Becca. This is Prosecco Pop, the Shimmering Skin Perfector. All of a sudden hitting you with all the Becca. Really interesting. But this is in my project pan. Yeah, and I just do the tiniest little dot and I put it on my cheekbones. But anywho, yeah, that's also been a reason why I haven't really gotten to do Get Ready With Me's as well, is because it was just really flared up. And I do still have scarring, but that is, with facials and everything, that is starting to go away, kind of really getting in there and breaking up the scarring, which is great. I'm feeling better. And also, you know, society, I feel like is, I mean, it's not normal. We're still having to wear masks and stuff and, you know, social distance and whatnot, but it's getting back to living daily lives with small tweaks. And that's been really, really helpful, I think, as well for hopefully people's mental health. I haven't been vaccinated yet, but I am looking into it. I'm gonna put my hair up. So as you can see, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see. It's a little dark for my skin, which is why I put it underneath my foundation to kind of like cover it up, but the shine does still like come through. I'm gonna try and put it like on my collarbones and shoulders as well, since I have this fun top on. This fun, you know, risque top. I only say that because I've been wearing a lot of like regular t-shirts for work, because I've been a set PA on some TV shows and it's been really fun, but you know, it's just all about not being sunburnt. Definitely am getting a little bit of a farmer's tan, which isn't my ideal tan line, if ever there was one. Okay, so let's go into, next I do foundation, and we have the CC cream, the It Cosmetics CC cream. I have the oil-free matte, and I'm in fair, and I do like half a pump. And I'm trying to not use that after this one is done because I want to be like give brands, I'm gonna do a full pump. Normally I do like half a pump and that's it for only my forehead. Because when I wear a mask for work, because I have it on all day and sometimes I'm sweating and blah, 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 and it's just not good to have it on all that time. I only do half my face. I literally only put it on my forehead. And then I conceal my under eyes, and that's about it. That's all I do for the base. But for this, I'm gonna do my full face because I am showing my full face today on camera. And this is the Rare Beauty makeup brush, and I've been liking it, like their foundation brush. So that's new for me. And then I'm gonna use my Fenty Fit Foundation. This is the soft matte, and I have it in 100. And I don't know if you could see, I mean, I just tipped it, but it's basically down to here, which is exciting. And I'm gonna do a full pump of that. And again, because that It Cosmetics, like another reason why I'm gonna stop using it is because one, their shade range is just awful in general, but also, you know, for like darker skin tones, but it really doesn't even, they don't even cater to my skin tone yet. I was still using it because I do like the finish, but like they don't have a light enough shade for me. And recently I've been out in this, like I said, I was out in the sun a lot. So, I mean, I have been getting tanner, but it's still just not, I mean, I'm putting on this like Fenty to like actually give me the right look. And I mean, I think you can see like I'm tanner up here, but lighter down there. So, you know, and once I put on bronzer and stuff, it evens out a bit more. But, you know, with It Cosmetics too, like foundation, that is something that I repurchase a lot. So I'd rather give my money continual support to a different brand that's a bit more inclusive. And by a bit, I mean a lot more inclusive. Okay, next I have Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. And mine's in 11. This is one that I've literally just, I love it so much. And I always use it. I'm like, did I even share the product? But yeah, I just always use that product, repurchased countless times. I don't know, just when I found that one and I liked it and it worked, it's just stuck with me. I think I have like 2 more as backup that I bought in the VIB sale for Sephora as well. Which for that, I kind of don't mind buying backups because I do go through them. And I mean, for a while there with everything, I really wasn't like going through makeup because I was barely wearing makeup. But now that, like I said, things are getting back to a sense of normal, like daily activities, I'm wearing makeup a lot more, which is nice, especially for project panning, because I do like doing that. I like getting up in the morning and kind of having my like time, my 30 minutes of just getting ready. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Franken blush, cream Franken blush. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. And this is a bunch of lipsticks and highlight like mixed together, and it's in my Project pan, my Project 50 pan, and yeah, it's my first time using, I think, doing like cream blush. So I kind of like pat this on and then I use my bigger, and this is like one of those little beauty blenders. And then I use my bigger beauty blender to really even it out, because for sure it's patchy right now. But I've been liking it, doing this, kind of just putting something down underneath. Not that it's a necessary step, because I definitely go over with more blush and powder and all that stuff, but it is something that I've been enjoying doing. I don't know. And I kind of like it too, because I'm like, it's a way for me to make sure that I'm able to like use up my lipsticks. Like I'm like, that's another way that I can kind of introduce that. So hopefully that'll be done in the year, and then I can add more, or like actually, yeah, do another Franken blush with some lipsticks. It would be nice. Okay, so I have the It Cosmetics powder, translucent again, I'm like, cannot speak. Translucent powder. This is the Bye Bye Pores. This was something that my mom had, and so I'm gonna use it. because, you know, if she's gonna give me free makeup, then I'm down with it. Like, sounds good, especially stuff like powder and things like that that I use, you know, all the time, that I'm gonna have to repurchase. So, and I really do set my skin because I do get fairly oily throughout the day, and especially with masks, I do feel like I need it. That's the one thing I do put under here, down here whenever I wear my masks, is powder, because I do feel like, if nothing else, it just keeps like my skincare from feeling like really slippy and feeling like it's just being soaked into the mask. But how have you all been? How have you been dealing with things coming back to normal? How has your like lives changed or not changed? Are you still like in pandemic mode? I'm gonna use the Kevin D Shade Light palette. I really need to wake up, and I'm using this shade just to like lightly set under my eyes. Oh, and also, did you notice a little sneak peek of pan right there, which is exciting. I really want to, I'm gonna film products I have pan with soon, hopefully this month, because I have some new pan and I'm really excited about it. So yeah. So yeah, just so you know. But yeah, how have your project pans been going and your lives been going? Have you watched any fun new things on Netflix or anything? I'm gonna use the IBY contour palette, and this is the contour shade that I'm using. Also, what are your thoughts on new makeup releases? Like, where are you all at with like purchasing everything? I'm feeling, oh, that's what I need to do. Someone requested like a recap on my no-buy journey. So yeah, let me know if there's anything you want me to like talk about, but it's really interesting. I feel like it feels like a big deal, like having a no-buy journey feels like a big deal when you're like really sucked into the, you know, the hype of everything, and like going from like really buying like all the things to buying nothing. But after a while, like now, I mean, I don't know, I feel like I'm someone too, and I've heard a lot of like, when I comment, I get like comments on my videos of like people being like, oh, because I do say like, oh, I need to use my collection more as a whole, because sometimes I like don't do that. And people are like, oh, well, what you could do is, and by the way, I use my Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer sneak peek. Look at that. Getting progress on that as well, which is exciting too. Why don't you do like more usage project pans, or like take a break from project panning? But the problem is now I'm gonna do, I keep interrupting. This is gonna be the longest conversation ever. Do y'all have those conversations with friends where it's like someone's trying to tell a story and then everyone keeps interrupting and like, you know, puts their little input or like a little joke here and there? It happens all the time with my friends. We're very stream of consciousness folks, apparently. But yeah, so Dandelion and Benefit, little sample guide. Anyone else get it where now you forget what you were trying to say? Oh yeah, so people often like say, well, why don't you take a break from project panning, start using your collection more like as a whole in general? But the problem is I do like sticking with certain things over and over again. Like, that doesn't bother me so much. Like, every now and then it's nice to like reach for something new, but as a whole, like, I get way more satisfaction of, I mean, I kind of am like, I want to use my products more like as a whole, but at the same time, I get a lot of satisfaction with finishing up products. Like, that's where I get most of my satisfaction with my makeup, is like seeing that things are starting to get used up, and getting less things in my collection is where I'm like, that's what I feel most proud of. And what really gets, like, I don't know, I just like love project panning, I guess, in the aspect of finishing things up, hitting pan, finishing things up. I mean, I love new makeup and I love doing my makeup as well, but I'm good with keeping things like consistent, you know, like I'm good with doing the same eye makeup, you know, for 2 weeks in a row and then maybe switching it up or whatever. I also use my Vintage by Jessica Liebenskind Rose Gold Blush. Again, look how little there is. Well, actually it's a highlighter, but I'm using it as a blush topper and it's in Rose Gold. Okay, now into highlight. And the highlight is from my Hourglass palette. And once again, look, just this bit. So that's what I'm like, okay. So yeah, that I feel like is another thing that I'm really happy about with the pandemic and things getting back to normal. Like I'm having a job where I'm like going to 4 to 5 times a week and I'm doing my makeup. And I'm like, you know, I went out the other night for my birthday, which is like, what? You know, social distance out, night out. And like we did our makeup. And then also me and my friends went and saw the Stranger Things experience in LA. And like it was like a drive-in, but they said, you know, oh, dress up as 80s. So we definitely did some 80s makeup. I'm gonna talk to my friends, see if they're down with me putting that in this video. And if they are, then you'll see a clip of the fun 80s makeup that we did. So not that it was like actually historically accurate and not that it was absolutely amazing, but we had fun with it. So yeah, that's been really fun, like just getting ready and getting out. And I don't know, it's just things are, I feel like I'm feeling good, like things are looking up. All right, and if you've seen any of my get ready videos before, there we go, then you know we do not speak whenever I do my brows. So I will do a speed up, or maybe I'll just come back and it'll be done, or I don't know. We'll see how I edit it. But like silence for now. Okay, and those are the brows for now. Sorry for the breakup real quick, but you know, I have to concentrate, priorities. But this is a Winky Lux pencil that I think I had in BoxyCharm a while ago, used it up. My mom also gets BoxyCharm, but she doesn't do anything with her brows. She's an all-natural lady with the brows. So she gave it to me, and here we go. It's like, I think it's like a universal shade. Not 100% sure. Obviously, like the writings were worn off, but this is all I have left, by the way, and it has one of those teardrop triangle shapes. And then I have the Brow Gal by Tanya Cricks, and this is in Convertible Brows 02, and I think it's like the brunette, maybe, or maybe it's blonde. I'm not really sure. But this is what we have. I mix both of these two shades, the ones with all the use in it, together to, yeah, fill in my brows. I use it really lightly because I'm doing both things. I mainly do this to like get that shape, and then I fill in like whatever I can with this, so that way it's not super intense. Because I have blonde brows, but I don't want blonde brows. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started in the eye look. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion Original eyeshadow thing. What are some of your brands that y'all have been loving with makeup? Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, I've said it many a time, mainly every time I do like my collection videos, I say my collection is really outdated because, you know, I did my mass buying back in the day, like a few years ago, and I'm just kind of using the result of, you know, that trend that I was following. And yeah, so it is outdated. I don't have like a lot of new stuff, which I don't necessarily mind. Like, I'm kind of glad this is like, I feel like there is a culture shift, you know, of just like not buying to buy. There's like a, okay, let's do this with purpose for the most part. I'm sure there, I mean, at least the people that I follow. So, you know, I'm sure maybe the rest of the world is still buying to buy every now and then. I think with like the influx of all the makeup brands coming out with all the things, where like there's a bit of an overload. And so people did kind of take a step back a little bit and had to think about what they were buying. So yeah, I'd love to know some of the stuff that's like catching your eye. Like, I was listening, I think, to Lauren May Beauty, and she was doing a declutter of her palettes, and she ended up decluttering some of these, but like the Sigma Beauty eyeshadow palettes, and like those look really interesting and cool, and like not stuff that's in my collection. And yeah, that I think brand is really looking like, I'm like thinking about that. Also, I mean, Juvia's Place always comes out with like really, well, yeah, fairly interesting stuff. I haven't seen them on the radar recently, so I hope they're doing well. But yeah, I'm gonna set, I mean, at least once in a video, right? We have to drop something. Okay, I'm gonna set, no damage was done. No worries, no eyeshadows were harmed in the making of the show. But yeah, so we have, this is Beaches and Cream Makeup Geek. This is Beaches and Cream Makeup Geek as well. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do this one too. And that may have been also another spoiler for Project 50 Pan. Just gonna say that. Okay, so I'm gonna set my eyeshadow primer. What things have you been seeing that you're like, ooh, intriguing? Obviously, I'm not gonna buy anything because I'm on a no buy, and I am happy with my collection. But it is nice to see, you know, keep your thumb on the pulse, figure out what there is to figure out. Also, you know, I feel like I've been looking at BH Cosmetics too recently and being like, noted. Y'all are doing some fun things. Sometimes it's cash grabby, but every now and then I'm like, okay, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna do my IBY Beauty little trio here, and I dipped into this matte brown shade. I've also been wanting to look into like Mented and other, you know, women of color and Black owned beauty brands. I also put this just underneath Smoke It Out, same color, but I'm not gonna show you it because the face I make, it's not cute. I don't want that on the internet. Although I'm sure I've made it on the internet many a time, but we don't need repeat offenders, right? But yeah, has anyone seen any good shows, any good films, all of that? Would love to know. Put them in the comments. I was watching Mank. I'm not finished with it yet, but I've been watching it, and I really liked it. But of course, the film major and like, you know, someone who's in the industry, it's right up my alley, of course. I'm like, of course, it like, you know, Citizen Kane, the best, quote unquote, best movie ever made. Of course, a film about the making of it is going to be right up in the Academy Awards, like, you know, right up there. Also, Promising Young Woman, if anyone's seen it, really good. Okay, I'm using my MAC pigment that's in my Project 50 pan. It's an unknown shade, but it has like, it's like a brown with some gold glitters. Unknown shade because it's like a sample that I received a while back from a friend whose sister worked at MAC. It is in my Project 50 pan to use up, and it is a sample size of it, so, you know, hopefully we can use it up soon. I've been trying to incorporate it when I can, but I don't wear this whenever I'm at work because I'm on, like, whenever I'm at work, it's 14-hour days, 14-plus hour days, honestly. And it's, like, in the heat, in the sweat, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes there is fallout, and I don't have time to clean it up, and I just don't want to be running around with it, like, on my face. So I don't really wear it when I'm at work. So, and most of the time when I'm doing my makeup, I'm going to work. So yeah, there's only a few times in the week, like today, and I think I had another thing earlier in the week that I've used it. But other than that, majority of the other times, I'm doing only makeup for work. And I mean, I can use it whenever I go out, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do something else when I went out for my birthday. Also, what I'm feeling really good about, because although being a production assistant is fun when you get to meet, you know, a few famous people here and there, it wears you down, especially as someone who's gotten into the industry not to be necessarily around famous people, like they're people, but someone who actually just wants to be creative and tell stories. And although I'm helping telling stories, getting someone's coffee and, you know, loading and unloading equipment is not the most creative side of that job. So I was able to direct a short film, get people together and do that recently, meaning last week. And that is just like totally fed my soul. I'm so excited. And now we're going to go into post-production, which is really exciting as well. And it was just a great experience. And I was able to get a bunch of my people, like my cohort from my college, and we all just like worked together. And that was kind of something else that like fed my soul is, you know, it was the first time coming out of college where it was like tested, you know. I mean, a lot of us are in the workforce now, and I mean, obviously we're all busy, so if anyone had like work to do, then I didn't you know, no holding anyone, you know, like I wasn't paying people, so yeah, like it was all volunteered. So it was one of those things where whenever they all came up and showed up, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you like are still like, we're like, what we built in college is coming out to the real world, and we're still able to like get together and be creative and, you know, do things independently that's not for a class or you know, or even for a job. Like they actually came out because they wanted to like help me and then also be creative. And so it was just exciting to like have everyone together. And it was like the first, I don't want to say test, like I wasn't like being like, are you going to show up or not? But it kind of, I don't know, it kind of is like the first test, like at least in the back of my mind of like, dang, these people showed up. Like we're still all like hanging out and getting together and being creative. And yeah, and it wasn't easy too. Like some people traveled, you know, like I'm in LA area, people were coming from NorCal and more Southern California, and like, yeah, and people still showed up, and it was just awesome. It was really cool to like have that and like feel secure of, I guess, like, you know, the 3 years that I spent at San Francisco State was for something. Like I did come out with connections and networking and people who wanted to like work with me again. And obviously, you know, I've told them anything that they have up that they need help with, I would gladly help. So yeah, it was just a good time. And again, soul fed, back to trying to make money and, you know, get people's coffee. I feel like with that, I've just really been gravitating back to YouTube because it is an escape from getting people caught, like from storytelling, because everything that I do feels like storytelling. And of course now I'm telling my story. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's kind of been nice to, I don't know, I'm just happy that I have this hobby because I read a lot too. I haven't lately because time. I read a lot too, and then, you know, whenever the fact that my like hobby is also something that like I like, all my hobbies are also something that I like to like chill out to do. Like, you know, you can relax and read, and you can relax and watch TV or a movie or something, yet in the back of my mind, like as a filmmaker, as a writer, as, you know, someone who's studied all these things, I'm also constantly like analyzing it, which I think is good to do in general. But sometimes if you want to just chill out and then your brain doesn't let you, with this, I am able to, because I'm just like, oh, something that is not connected to any major or anything that I've like fully studied. So this has also been, I've just been gravitating a lot more towards it and watching a lot more videos on my time off, just like decompress, because I don't have to be thinking about this constantly. So it's just been nice. And speaking of, I do want to shout out someone who I've been watching recently. And I mean, I've been watching her for a while, but also I knew I was getting ready to do this. And I was like, do I shout out like a bunch of different YouTubers that I've been watching? Because I have been trying since I've been on YouTube to do like a shout out video at least once a year. I don't know if I was successful in that last year. I cannot remember. It was a blur last year, as we all know. But yeah, I wanted to shout her out. It's Danny's Makeup, her channel. I just love her. I think she's really sweet. She does awesome stuff. She only has 800 subscribers right now. And I mean, I'm sure, as you all know, once you hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, you can get monetized, and then plus like however many hours of watch time. But she has enough videos. I'm pretty sure she has that. but check her out. I'll link her down below. I think she's really awesome. She does a lot of project panning videos. She does amazing makeup as well, which I'm like, how? Freaking great. So yeah, I think that I would check her out if you haven't already. I know a lot of people, I'm sure, have checked her out, but okay. So I also topped off with my Jessica Liebenstein eyeliner, and this is a black eyeliner. I have not been using it recently when I've been going to work again, because I've found that it does smudge up at the very top because it is fairly creamy. I'm not sure if I set it down if it would work, but I haven't been feeling like experimenting with it because I just don't want to do that. I'm really nervous to do that. But yeah, and then also I don't think I said, but I used my Ofra Cosmetics Beverly Hills highlighter to top off and use on the inner corner. And this is not what it normally looks like. Normally it's that pinwheel effect, but it was one that I smushed it all up, put all the colors together, and that's what we got. So yeah, and then I'm like, I hope I said everything else. I don't even remember. Oh, I also used my Almay Trio. That's now a duo, and it has this tiny little bit. That was my brow bone highlight. This was what I used to deepen everything out. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Give Me Brow and just do the eyebrows. Okay, now mascara, and once again, we do not talk during mascara time. This is a no talking mascara zone. Okay, so what I did is I used my Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara, which again, got this from my mom. Thank you, Mom, for donating a mascara to me, full-size mascara, because normally I just like use minis, whatever comes free, or drugstore mascara. And yeah, this is pretty good. However, I feel like in the beginning, I really loved it. And since, though, I don't know if like the product's starting to get used up or what. The only thing is because this is so flimsy, like the brushes, like, can you see how like much it moves? I feel like when I like, you know, push it around to get product on it, there's not much product that's getting on it. I feel like there is product in here too, but maybe it's just the way, just because I'm moving it around like, and it's so flimsy, maybe that's like the resistance that I'm feeling, and it's not that there's much product left in the tube. But either way, I don't feel like it lasted all that long. Of course, that being said too, not sure how long my mom's had this in her drawer, so it's not like she bought it and was just like here. It was definitely sitting there for half a second. And then I have this Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Again, this is a freebie from my mom actually, because it's a sample. And really like this. In this tube though, I think I went through another one of these and it got used up really quickly because as you can see, the size of the brush is basically the size of the tube. So I don't think there's a ton of product in here, but either way, I think that I've been using it for maybe a month and it's still going fairly decently. At the very least, between the two brushes, because this is a rubber bristle brush, I feel like because I have that, and then I don't know if that's natural hair or what, but it's like the wiry type brush, they give me different effects. I'm able to really, like, this kind of comes on a little bit more, not as like spread out lashes, if that makes sense. And then this, I'm able to really comb through the product. So together, they're working pretty good. Not sure how much longer I'll be able to use this duo. I might be switching out soon, just depending on how much product is left in them, / not sure how long I've been using them. Yeah, maybe need to be replaced fairly soon. Okay, so next we have a very special moment today, and that is I may be finishing a lipstick on camera for you all. I'm so excited. So this is the Estee Lauder Sugar Honey lipstick. Yeah, do you see that? That is all plastic. There's a tiny little hump right here of product. And I've been saving this for you all because I feel like this is a moment that we should share together. So here we go. You ready to put on and finish a lipstick for my Project 50 pan? This is monumental. I can't believe this is groundbreaking stuff right here. Let's do it. Okay, I'm getting a little too cheeky. Oh, and of course I get it like down there. What can I say? It's real life, folks. I'm pretty sure that's it. Could maybe do another use out of it, but honestly, it feels a little messy. So I think I'm gonna call it. All right, lip liner, Lord & Berry lip liner. Don't remember what the color is, but that's all we have left as well. Unfortunately, we are not finishing a lip liner together today. I think that's okay. A lipstick is pretty exciting enough, right? And then I have this Tarte Lip Paint in Minx. And that's my Project Pan lip gloss. And yeah, and again, not finishing this either, not today, but I mean, you gotta get what you can get, right? So that's my look. Let's do a little sneak peek, but the next lipstick I'm gonna try and use up for my Project 50 pan is going to be this little Bite Mini in Chai. And I think this was in 20 uses, or at least a Project Pan where I had some usages. Maybe it was like the Nightmare Before Christmas one. I can't really sure. But here we go, and I'm gonna try to finish it because it's a mini, and you know, Bite has like their like food grade products, so we want to make sure that we're using that up before it goes bad. And I remember really liking it, so we'll see how that goes. And in terms of the Estee Lauder, obviously I'm going to keep it for the update, but also I think I'm going to keep it afterwards because with my project, where is it? With my Franken blush, I was able to use like use lipsticks for this, and I'm kind of loving how that came about. They were lipsticks in a palette, and so in a pan and a palette. And so, yeah, that's how I used it. But I think like using them together, what I found is this came out obviously extremely pinky, and I actually added some highlighter in there as well, like cream highlighter to kind of diffuse it a little bit because it's a very stark, strong pink. And with lipsticks, I have a lot of lipsticks that are, again, really stark, strong coloring. And because this is kind of like a shimmery look, and it is like more of like a brown aspect, I feel like this could be a good color to add. So I'll keep it in my drawer and like use it to play with the coloring of whatever the next blush is that I'm going to be creating. Obviously for this one, whenever, I think I've said it a bunch of times in my Project 50 pan, but just in case you haven't seen that, but I am going to be, no matter what, throwing this out at the end of the year, even if it's not finished, because there's just like a lot of lipsticks in here that were there for a while, and I just, with putting, you know, a damp sponge in it every day, bacteria, blah, 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 I just want to make sure that everything is safe and not like rancid in there that I'm putting it on my face. We don't like that. So yeah, that is my get ready with me. It is really exciting. And now I'm going to film some project polish and updates and things like that. And it's going to be so great and so fun. And thank you all so much for joining me. And yeah, if you have anything else to say, definitely leave it in the comments. Let me know what you're watching, what books you're reading, if you're reading any books. I know some, it's seemingly a small category of you that also read books, but yeah, if you connect with that, let me know. I would love to know. What else? Oh, all the makeup you want, like that intrigues you, all the things, project pans. Let me know all the things about your life. I love having conversations with you in the comments. It's really fun and exciting, and it really validates that I'm not just sitting here talking to myself, even though I am. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.